Ms. Marja Martilla, welcome to Brussels, to our television studio here at the Open Days of the Committee of the Regions.
Thank you.
You were invited in Brussels to talk about your project CitySDK. Could you maybe start with explaining us exactly what this is, CitySDK?
Yes. So in CitySDK, the acronym SDK actually comes from a service development kit, which is usually more referred as a software development kit. And that is something that the technology companies provide for their developers. So for example, Apple provides an SDK for developers to develop applications on top of iOS. And we twisted this software development kit a little bit and made it service development kit. And that is what we want to introduce to cities and what we have actually been doing already for 2 years now.
Because city apps is one of the key elements in the project.
Yes, well, we are providing a CitySDK toolkit, and it consists of different kind of things like open interfaces, manuals, guidelines, and so on. And that actually enables the development of city apps by the third-party developers.
In your presentation, I read that CitySDK is about real-time, two-way open data. Can you maybe explain a little about this?
This kind of two-way open data, with that we refer to actually open interfaces, which enable an access to city data, which is then open data. And with two-way, we mean, for example, in CitySDK, we are working on 3 different domains, pilot domains, which are smart participation, smart mobility, and smart tourism. And I give you an example from the smart participation part and about the two-way communication. So in smart participation, we have implemented an API which allows the citizens to give feedback, which is channeled directly towards the right city authority and also in a right format. So not in Excel sheets or whatever, but this kind of machine-readable format. And this is, of course, a one-way communication between the civil servants and the citizens. But then what makes it 2 ways is that the city can actually then comment on that feedback and give the citizens information. For example, if the citizens has given feedback that there is a fallen street sign on my home street, so the city can actually then reply that, okay, now it's been fixed and thank you for your feedback.
What kind of practical situations already use this city app? Is it for traffic, for example?
Then again, in Smart Mobility Pilot, we have, for example, this kind of demo application, a web application built on top of that mobility API, and that is called HSL Navigator, and it is actually this kind of GPS service, but not for private cars, but in public transport. So when you're traveling in public transport, so it's a turn-by-turn navigator which directs you from point A to point B with multimodal transport options. So including also your own bicycle or bus or whatever, and this is due to these uniform APIs that we are offering in different European cities. This same application can be used not only in Helsinki but also in Manchester and Lisbon and other CitySDK partner cities. So
you already elaborated a network throughout Europe?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So we have 7 cities involved in the project.
So you have an elaborated network in Europe of cities already using the city apps?
Yes, that's right. Or the city API, which is not apps, but it allows the development of applications on top of that API. Yes.
How hard is it to get people on board throughout Europe?
Well, now it's getting easier because we have concrete outputs and concrete showcases of the project. So we are able to show that by implementing this CitySDK API, you are able to get these benefits. And because now we have the kind of concrete happy case of the CitySDK, so now there's more and more interested cities who would like to get involved in the project. But of course, in the first place, The idea was really attractive to many cities, but of course it was more more challenging to get them committed, as there were no, not yet kind of concrete outputs.
I can imagine that especially young citizens are willing to use these applications. How do you reach out to the other citizens?
Our main target groups are cities and then the developer community. And the developer community, it's kind of we tend to put them in one bucket, but it's a more heterogeneous group of people. So it might be students, it might be entrepreneurs who are doing web applications, it might be researchers, civil activists, whoever are those developers. So through this kind of active engagement of this developer community, we are then again, of course, reaching the citizens, because then the citizens get more more versatile variety of services. And also when we have this bigger bunch of developers doing the applications, and not only, for example, one city itself, they tend to be more profiled to even niche markets, so not serving the bulk of people, but more like individuals.
You are today here in Brussels in a European institution to present the project. How important is this European angle to you?
It is really, really important. This kind of open days, the audience, who is a lot of them are representing cities and regions. So for us, this was a huge opportunity to inform them about the CitySDK, because there's a lot of events that also those. There's a lot of events where kind of same cities go to. So this was a kind of a wider outreach for us.
You have a broad audience.
Yes, it was really beneficial.
I wish you all the best with your project, and thank you very much for coming to the studio.
Thanks.